No, everyone's coming in saying, "Oh, it's a nice spot." I appreciate you all lying.
But what? You don't think so?
It's okay. Listen, it's not great. It's a pre-war studio.
Yeah. But what are you looking for? A fucking penthouse?
That's also true.
Yeah.
Fair point.
But the area, like getting this room in this area is
not bad.
Yeah.
But if I gotta walk to the 4-5, drenched in sweat.
Yeah, that is a bit. Just get the queue though. It's like a block away.
I know, but sometimes you gotta take the 4-5.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it gets a little sketchy by the 4-5 over here.
I know. Every now, like, I've had to get the 6 or the 4-5 like late, and sometimes you're like, oh dear.
Oh boy, yeah, it's like Herald Square moves up a couple blocks.
Yeah.
Wait, how long have you been up here for?
I moved when my COVID pricing ended, so I moved here at the start of 21 or 22. When was fucking COVID? When did it end?
Some people would say it never happened.
Yeah. But I think I moved here at the start of 21. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, where were you before?
East Village. And East Village, when COVID struck, was like fucking apocalyptic, like post-apocalyptic wasteland.
It's like that now, but with Ukrainian diners.
Right. Yeah. But the bathhouses are quite nice. Listen.
And if my dad didn't think you were gay before this, that just confirmed
You know who I was speaking to recently? Jeff Greenspan. I saw him at a show, and he was telling me he was talking about bragging about being an Equinox member and hooking up with a bunch of guys there. And I was like, no, I've been in Equinox with that same gym for like 2 years now. I go into that steam room 3 times a week. I've never seen shit. And he's like, you're like clearly give off an anti-gay vibe. He's like, I've hooked up with guys in the steam room. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
You were insulted. No one's trying to grab your
Yes,
peach.
I was. I was like, come on. I'm not as if I'm an ugly guy. Like, someone hit on me.
Maybe gays just don't like the Australian accent.
That could be. I don't know.
That'd be funny if they're like, that's a gay accent.
Look, hate to be a homophobic, but yeah, it's pretty gay.
As a homosexual, that's pretty gay.
But have you ever had that when you're like, we're gay friends, like, every guy gets hit on at this bar, and you're like, not me. Like, do I have to blow a guy there to get some fucking attention?
I think that's how it works. Yeah, you have to be hazed in.
that's how you become gay. Actually, it's like a vampire.
Right. It used to just be the Catholic Church, but people don't go anymore.
Jeez, so now we're going to steam rooms and Equinox gyms.
Exactly.
But,
so you're an Equinox guy?
Yeah. Well, only because when I moved here, that was the only gym that was open. Because it was still at the end of COVID, so they opened early.
By here, you mean Upper East Side?
Upper East Side, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you say here with that voice, people think America.
Oh, I understand. Yeah. There's only one gym option, and it's for the uber wealthy.
I know. I've known you for 6-7 years now, and when you say
here, it's a good point. No.
I'm like, wait, hold on. How long have I known you for?
When I moved to the Upper East Side, it was still very much COVID time, so a lot of stuff hadn't reopened, and I'd been like, working out on a fucking kid's playground for a year at this point. So I was desperate to go to an actual gym, and they were open, and it's stupidly expensive, but I was like, oh, whatever, I'll pay. And then once all the other gyms started opening, I've just been too lazy. I've honestly just been lazy. I could have saved thousands of dollars if I just went to a different gym and was like, hey, can I sign up?
Well, they also don't let you quit.
Yeah, you're like.
Have you ever tried quitting a gym?
I have, and they're like the whole you've got to come in face to face and then feel like you fucking sign this with your own blood and stuff like that.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, they give you a knife and you have to cut your hand.
Yeah,
and
it's
shake
bad.
it.
And some of those other, even the streaming services now, that you can't do it. You can't just click a button. Have you ever done Meal Pal? Have you heard of that?
Yeah, they send me nonstop emails.
Oh, do they? Yeah, me too. If you quit and then wait 3 months, I give you like an 80% off deal. So I do like 1 month on, 2 months off. Re-sign up, real cheap, 1 month on. But to quit, you can't cancel subscription. You have to actually email them. Like, it's when you go to cancel, they're like, okay, well, you want to cancel. Please email info@MealPal. And it's like, fuck you. I'm not. What do they send you a letter?
Interesting.
Yeah, you literally cannot click a button. You have to send an actual email with like, hello, I'm Jimmy. Can I please quit? Here's my account details.
That's pretty good though compared to a gym.
Yeah.
I had a friend try to quit Equinox and they said, you don't want to do that.
They said, no,
like, what?
Sorry. Like, well, no, I want to break up with you. Like, imagine if you're being broken up with you. Like, nope, No, thank you. We'll just keep doing this. Like, no, that's
Listen, it happened to me. It's what it is.
You can't. You can't just say no. I'm quitting gym.
Yeah, quit the gym.
No, you can't. I've got your credit card details.
I know. I found someone cheaper and gayer.
Yeah, someone's gonna blow me in Crunch's steam room.
That's where I'm going.
Oh yeah.
They got no steam room.
Well,
I should change.
Good luck getting a blowjob then. That's fucking.
Oh, chat would accept it.
So, you actually are moving to Crunch?
I'm at Crunch.
Oh yeah. Is it
I
good?
go on 81st and 3rd.
Because
it's pretty good.
Well, can you afford food whilst also going? Because if yes, I'm interested.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Are you just doing intermittent fasting?
Yeah, like it's actually working. The one silver lining is because it's so goddamn expensive. If you ever go like a week where you're lazy and you don't go or you're hungover, you just like look at your bank transaction and you're like, fuck, I have to go.
On this.
What's that?
I just spent $300 on this.
Exactly. You're like, I have to go. So the next week, you're there like 3 times a day.
Would you see Mike Bramante and Jake Velasquez there?
No. They both go?
They both
I've
go.
never seen either of them.
To Upper East Side, we're talking about.
Yeah, the one on 85th.
Yep, they go.
Ah.
They go because Joe List goes.
What? How have I haven't seen any of these people at the gym. I'm not getting blown. What am I doing wrong at the Upper East Side Equinox?
I don't think you're going to the Upper East Side Equinox.
I just walk by like your finger guns and then like run off. That's it. I go tell Lauren I'm going to the gym and I'm just at a bar drinking sour beers. That's the
Australian gym.
That is right. I'm working out the biceps. That's
Wait, aren't you a former gymnast too?
Yes, I am. So yeah.
So maybe a gym like a kids' playground is better for you.
It was. You know what's funny is that I like it's. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. It's just a product of being an ex-gymnast. Like, I can do a lot of chin-ups and that sort of thing.
Yes.
So it's like when I would go to the jungle gym, or even now if I'm doing like a warm-up, or the big muscle guys that do their, that have got like tree trunks for legs and they're huge. You can tell they're benching like 400 pounds. And I'm this little dweeb, but I hop up and I'm like, just pumping the chin ups. Every now and then I'll get a guy be like, what the fuck's this guy's deal? Like, I can tell they're like, this doesn't compute. You're not meant to be able to do that.
Well, yeah. Also, what's confusing them is you wearing spandex today.
When I present arms before jumping up, and then every time I finish a set, I'm like,
you're chalking your hands up, taping. Taping everything up.
Right.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
Why is this guy asking for a score out of 10 after every?
They're probably just looking at me because I'm doing a lot. They're like, no, you have ballet shoes on. What the hell's going on?
That would be a fun skit, just like full on outfit spandex, like the vault. You just take a 25-meter run up and then jump onto the bench and start going.
That'd be a good TikTok.
Yeah.
You being a gymnast at commercial.
You know what I'm I can't stand, because I haven't seen it a lot, but this new trend of all these I guess, what do you want to call them, like fitness influencers or what have you, that are like doing that, like filming at the gym. I don't see it that often, but every now and then you have someone you can tell they've like set it up and they're like staring at anyone who's coming near them, like, don't get in the way.
Yes.
Don't get in the way of my like fucking production that I got going on here. And you're like, dude, it's a gym. Like, what?
Yeah, stop. Studio.
Yeah, don't take up 4 fucking benches to do your like goddamn squats over there.
You seen guys do it? I see girls do it.
I've seen both. Yeah.
Really? I never seen a guy do it.
Oh, really?
There's a girl at my gym that goes at the same time as me, but
yeah.
I love her.
Oh, okay.
So I never said anything.
Gotcha.
Shout out to her.
Do fucking spandex. So, dude, you want to? Oh, this is a trip. This is like a New York. I don't know why my thought train took me here, but it's actually just checking out women's buttocks. My apartment.
Very Australian. It sounds even more Australian.
I'm trying to say it not creepily, but it's got to sound super creepy. So I've got a window in front of my kitchen. There's a very narrow gap to the next building over, and that floor, like that level, is slightly down. They're like not a full floor down, but half a floor. And there's a window looking into their kitchen, whoever lives there. And it's very obvious that, I guess, the angle of their window, if they look out their window, they probably see the very bottom of my window.
Right.
But I guess they can't tell that from my angle, I just have an unobstructed, fully clear view into their house. So there's this woman who lives there that just walks around butt naked all the time, or she'll be in her underwear in the kitchen, like cooking or doing dishes. And it's got to the point, like, if I'm doing the dishes, I'm literally just like staring at her with no pants on, and I'm trying not to be a creep, but I don't know what to do. I've like thought about hanging up a sign to be like, I don't know how to tell you this, but I could see into your apartment.
Well, she won't be able to see it.
If I dangle it down, she could see. If I like hang it out my window somehow, but it's
you're just getting 3rd-degree burns on your hands from the water. a prune up. Skin's falling off.
My wife's like, I think that pot is clean, Jimmy. I'm like fucking scrubbing it like Lady Macbeth. But yeah, it's
It's 3 a.m. Your wife's like, why are you cleaning the dishes?
Shut up! Listen, I'm a clean freak, baby. So yeah, it's the first time it happened, I was like, whoa! I was like so startled because you always hear these stories in New York that you're seeing people like fucking across the way and all these open. 5 years, I'd never seen anything slightly scandalous. And then one day I'm doing the dishes and it's just like I've got a full-on view of this lady in her underwear for like 25 straight minutes.
Is she good looking?
I've never seen her head.
Is the body good
The body
looking?
is quite nice, yeah. The body's nice.
That's fun.
It is.
Thank God.
I won't lie. I'm a fan of dishes now. All of a sudden, house chores, good fun.
I become a great cook.
Yeah, exactly.
I become really good.
But yeah, fucking weird. I honestly don't know what to do because I feel like a fucking pervert. But I'm just like, I was, in my defense, I never walk past
You
to
never
see her.
asked
And
for this?
I start doing the dishes and then she appears with no pants on. I'm like, listen, go away.
What happens if she was doing the dishes one day, looked up, saw you, and said, "This is gonna be my thing now"?
Maybe this has been. I obviously tell my wife. She comes and has a look as well. And she's like, "Yeah, there it is." We haven't worked out whether she just doesn't know we can see, or she's just one of these people that's like, "I don't give a shit. I want to walk around my house."
She's one of
without
those
pants
people.
on. I reckon she is. I now think it's been that many times. I'm like, surely you would figure it out. Like you slightly bend down to pick something up off the ground, and you see out the window. She's got to know.
And no face.
You know, yeah, she's
That's even harder.
actually,
for some
yeah,
reason.
yeah. You can plug anything on.
Anything.
Michelle Obama.
Sure, that's. So I guess she's black.
I,
All right.
I realized the joke doesn't work because you didn't know it was a white woman. So that's what, she's white. That's why I was like, yeah, that. Anyway, I
was
fucked
thinking
it.
of Chris Hemsworth. But, you know,
well, I mean,
there
that's
you go.
That's what I use anyway. But that's my
it's
main
almost
go-to.
June. You know, this will be posted. No, it won't be posted.
What's happening in June with Chris Hemsworth?
No, it's Pride Month.
Oh
Real
yeah,
bigoted
shit.
there, Jim.
Damn, yeah. Sorry about that, gays. That I didn't know what was coming up.
Well, we mentioned you earlier.
Listen,
gays,
come
so
and blow
shout
me
out.
in the gym. I didn't.
Right.
Fucking.
Well, you're definitely not getting blown now. You fucking homophobe.
Yeah, everyone's on to me. They probably know. They've passed the word around. I've probably, when you go to a bodega and it's like, have you seen this guy? He stole a sandwich.
Yeah.
I've probably got my face there, like this homophobe. Don't suck him off in the fucking.
Well, Greenspan tells all of them, like, listen, there's gonna be a guy who's Australian. Don't let them blow him.
Yeah. I hate it when I never smoke weed because I can't handle it anymore. 10 years ago I could. I must have got stronger now.
Right.
You're hanging out of a show, someone's passing the joint around.
Yes.
I have one hit. I'm like in a different planet on like the paranoid level. But I don't know about you, but I always go to that Truman Show style of stuff where you're like, I bet the entire gym staff and membership have collectively agreed to that's what happens when I take like one hit of a joint.
I don't even need to take a hit of a joint. I just constantly think
that's
that.
right. That's social anxiety there, dude.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's everyone's against me, Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly. Man, that's seriously one hit of weed, and I'm like that's how paranoid I get.
Nah, I just I did shrooms for the first time.
Ooh, what did you think?
Pretty cool.
Fan? Yeah.
It's the only drug I've done where I was like, I would do this again.
Nice.
Outside of alcohol.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
What was your? Because I've done shrooms once, and similarly loved it. Would do it again. But what I think, like the setting matters a lot. Like, so what was your sitch? You do it with
Blink-182 concert.
Ooh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
When? That's
at UBS Arena on Long Island.
okay.
Like Queens, Long Island border.
Yeah.
My buddy just had
Wow. Okay.
extra. He's like, would you be interested? And I
Yeah.
said, this is my new word. I'm Richie Yeses. I'm Richie go with
Okay.
your gut.
Let's do it.
Yes, I was like, you know what?
you're
Sure.
like, yeah, yes, man. You're
I'm a yes man, right.
Another Jim Carrey reference. We're hitting him. Let's do the mask next.
Yeah, that's right.
That's fun. So
Cable guy.
So you were I was in a backyard, like very low key, which is what I thought was a cool thing. So you're at a concert. That's a lot of energy, a lot of.
Yep, a lot of energy.
Whoa.
Perfect.
So what was the type of trip did you have? Were you getting hallucinations, or were you kind of like just giggling?
Oh, just like
Good vibe.
good vibe, just
Yeah.
pleasant. Well, to your point, I didn't know what to expect because people say it's a hallucinogen.
Yes.
So I take the little shroom chocolates like this big, and they said you wouldn't feel much. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, lasers start going all over the place. And I'm like, holy fuck.
I am tripping right now.
I'm like, this is it. This is a hallucinogen. And
it's
then,
kicking in.
like-
I'm seeing smoke. I'm seeing
It was like
fucking-
so many different types of lasers
Yeah.
going, like, and it didn't coordinate with the music.
Yeah.
It was like a little off, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's so cool.
But then 3 songs in,
Yeah.
Mark Hoppus was like, hey, do you guys like the lasers? It's the first time we've ever done it. And I was like, oh, thank God. Okay.
Phew. Woo.
Everyone here's on shrooms. Thank God.
I'm glad the lasers are real. Also, love the pink dragon you got there in the background playing drums.
I also thought it was sitting on pancakes.
Yeah. Really?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it was
that's
just
the
a good time.
The reason I asked is when one of the guys who I did it with, because I didn't have any I can't say this word. Hallucinations. I didn't have any hallucinations either, which I wanted. That was like, what I was.
Oh, that's what. Oh,
I wanted
freak
it.
out.
No, I think you'd freak out if you weren't prepared for it. But I was going in. I was
Okay,
like,
fair.
that's like you said. I'd been told that was the effect, and I hadn't at that point done any hallucinogenic drugs. So I was like, yeah, let's fucking hallucinate, man. Let's see the colors. Let me see it. Like, let me hear in color and all that weird stuff you hear
Right.
about. And I didn't, but like one of my other friends, he was like, everything looks like comic book drawn to me, and he was like, and I was like,
Really?
damn it, I want that. I just got really like giggly, and same thing, like good vibes, so it was awesome. But it wasn't that like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas type thing, which
No. Yeah, I was just smiling.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, this is very good.
yeah. Maybe that's the secret of like all these people you see on the street that look they're skipping along like a child. You're like, what is your story, you weirdo? Maybe they're all just tripping.
No, or they're just genuinely happy people.
No, I don't believe that.
Those people don't
Those
exist.
unicorns. Well, at least not in New York City. Come on.
No, not in New York City.
Yeah.
No, they're schizophrenic.
Yeah, maybe if they're out like living in the wilderness in a cabin, living off the land, they might have
I
that
don't
like
think that
tranquility. No, those are the people. Every now and then, I'm like, maybe that's what you need for the happiness. Is just the simplicity. Because anytime you're like all the stories you throw in, fucking modern civilization, more money, more problems, or whatever the sayings are, it's like
I don't know. Because
by the way,
live out
I don't
there-
agree with this, by the way, but I'm just
right. People that
Think
live out
about it.
there are just collecting guns.
yeah. Oh no, I'm not
wait
talking
for the
about
apocalypse.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the fucking zombie preppers, not those weirdos. Just I don't know, just your average I don't know, family that I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just every now and then I'm like, what, like that if you reduce down like less stuff. Like New York City is the most intense place you can live,
It's
right?
very intense.
Which is awesome, but you have those days where you're just like, what the fuck is this?
You know what you need on those days?
Mushrooms.
There you go.
Okay.
I know a guy that knows a guy.
Yeah, the full circle.
Yeah, it's
So,
a full circle.
But no, this is
Shout
shrooms are
out
fun.
to him. Wait, so were shrooms pre-baby, post-baby?
Shrooms is I haven't done shrooms post baby. I've definitely done drugs post baby, but it's obviously like harder to make happen. You gotta
Right,
like,
your baby has no money, so they can't chip in.
yeah, this fucking leech. But yeah, no, shrooms was pre baby. It was fun, but I definitely would do it again. But it's not. Yeah, as I said, it wasn't what I was expecting. I still want to have that kind of crazy trip where you're like seeing all these colors and.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good with that.
You don't want that?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Couldn't be less interested. I'll get a
Oh,
lava
wow.
lamp if I want that too.
Just like shake it around the room. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll put a light up top and I'll shake it around. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a hallucinogenic guy. I'm just like, hey, I'm here for the vibes. That's why I love
Yeah.
beer. Is there anything better than a beer?
Yeah, I hear ya. But then, I mean, alcohol's a tough one because I love his beer as much as the next guy, but because it's so, I mean, obviously it's just, everyone's drinking, but it's
Right.
like, so I feel like you've had your best and worst nights at a bar. It's like you have the worst experiences when either you're shit faced or someone else is, and you're like, this sucks.
Yes. Well, I'm hoping those days are starting
Behind
to
us?
dwindle.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. As you get older,
Yeah.
it's less of those. But I'm noticing that's not true.
No, it's I think it gets better as we get older, but it's also it changes because then you get the friends where it's like, oh, we're not smashing beers because we're in college, but you're smashing beers. I don't know why. That's not good.
And you're smashing
Yeah.
beers and you're smashing the table. Relax.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you. During COVID was a fucking weird, man. But because it was like it felt like nothing was real, no consequences. Everyone's working from home. Lauren and I would legit just randomly on a Tuesday. It's 2 p.m. We're like, do you want to just like make a margarita? Like that happened one time for fun. We're like, oh, this is fun. But then
April that happened.
Yeah. But then it started happening. We were like, whoa. We need to stop this. So we like accidentally just started drinking way too much. And we were like, that's not good.
Or maybe you just tapped into your Australian roots.
Maybe.
Have you considered that?
It could be.
That you just embraced your culture even more?
I hadn't been home for a couple of years, so maybe
was what it was.
Australia came to me.
You were yearning for the Australian outback.
Yeah.
Via margarita.
The drinking culture, I was telling an American about this. I feel like the drinking culture in Australia and America is very, very similar, but Australia has a way, like the rep is like that we're like way bigger drinkers than like the rep for Americans is. But I think Americans drink basically just as much and just as like intensely. Like go to any sports stadium, go to any sports bar, go to any regular bar. Like Americans love getting on the piss.
Getting on the piss. What a fantastic saying.
Is that's Australian?
That's fun.
I forget which sayings are Australian and which aren't. But yeah, getting on the piss.
Getting on the piss is not an American saying.
That is,
but it should be.
But you instantly know what it means, though, right?
Oh, yeah. You just say that out of context.
Exactly.
Like, I know exactly.
You know exactly what that means.
Getting on the piss.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because like in my head,
Yeah.
Australia is just a beach bar. It's just a nation beach bar.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm wrong with that.
No, you're very wrong.
No, I don't
very
think
right.
I am.
No, you are. We have cities and electricity and all the trappings of a modern age.
No, but that's a beach bar.
Wait,
Beach bars have electricity.
By beach bar, you mean like the Hawaiian kind of open air?
No, I mean like you're in Florida, the beach is here,
Yeah.
there's a street, and then there's a strip of bars.
Nah,
That's Australia.
We have that on the beaches, but then there are cities that aren't on a beach, and it's just bars on a street.
The city's not on a beach?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Because like 80% of the continent's uninhabited,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. I mean, everything is on the coastline.
That's what I'm saying.
You can go a couple of kilometers inland if you're on a river. That's acceptable by Australian standards.
You guys got rivers.
We got rivers. We got estuaries. We got all the waterways.
Deltas.
Hey, we got, but no American airlines. We
oh, shout out to them. Well, fuck American.
Their sponsor?
No. If you want to be
Get it on the ground level,
That's
American.
right. Delta.
Yeah,
Come
don't
on, look
fucking
at the toes.
hit anyone. The what? You know what I was talking about? This is funny because so many Americans have like a preconception of Australia, that it's very like this. And when I'm like, no, the big cities in Australia are like any city in America on the whole. Lauren and I went to Kenya in March, and we were like, I don't know how to say this. Like I'm being very careful with my words,
Don't
so
say
I
the N-word.
don't appear racist. But it's like I'd never been to Africa, and I like had preconceptions, but I was surprised because Nairobi was like the city area of Nairobi was just like any other city. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting to get out and be like, oh, this looks like Chicago. But it's kind of what it was like.
But with lions.
With lions.
Yeah.
No, you've got to go.
Just Chicago with lions.
Chicago with lions. It is pretty trippy because the Nairobi National Park, where we did a safari,
Yes.
it's like in the city or next to the city. It's the only.
What?
Yeah, it's the guide was telling us it's the only city in the world that has a national park like in the city, and by in he means like on the edge. But you drive to the park gate, and then you get in a jeep. This guy takes you on a fucking thing. But you seriously are like you're in a skyscraper and you get a 20-minute Uber, and then like
you're with giraffes.
And then there's a giraffe. He's like, there's a lion, there's a giraffe, that's a hippo. You're like, I was just like in a rooftop bar. What is happening right now? It was trippy.
So it's essentially Disney World.
Kind of.
Like Disney World African Safari.
Yeah. Except instead of smelly mascots, they're like actual cool animals.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my dad. I'm not gonna make the joke.
What is it?
Nope.
You can edit it out.
Well,
tell me offline.
I was gonna say my dad would say Nairobi and Chicago basically the same city. Then
why? Oh, okay. Oh, your dad said that.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Call us in, Dad.
Good. Right. But it was crazy. As I said, it was like I was not. In my head, I had like certain ideas of like what Africa is going to look like, and obviously I'm not saying that Nairobi is representative of all of Africa, but yeah, I landed. It was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, but then it becomes real Africa real quick.
Yeah. We went to because we were there for a wedding, and we went to like this island.
Wedding?
Yeah.
Who got married in Kenya?
A Kenyan. No, it was it was a friend of mine from college who now lives in Nairobi. And she's Australian, and she met a Scottish bloke there.
So in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Wait,
saying.
what are they doing there? What do you do for work?
She's a lawyer, and he's in like finance. This is what I'm saying. It was like a big city.
Does Australia outsource lawyers? Is that like a thing?
No. She like moved. She's a traveler. She's lived everywhere, and so was living in Nairobi, and then met this handsome Scottish guy, and was like, "Alrighty, let's do it. Let's get married." Because they're like, "Should we go to Scotland or Australia?" And they're like, "Well, we're kind of halfway in between. Everyone could come to us because this is where our house is."
Okay, I respect that.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
No, it was cool, and what they did that was awesome, because they knew every destination wedding, everyone was coming, and you're not going to go to Africa just for a wedding weekend.
Right.
Everyone's going for like at least a week, so they teed up a bunch of stuff, like all the safari, all these kind of activities, and they like booked out this kind of village area for us where the wedding was, and they're like, scuba diving, all these kind of things. So it was like they had like the whole week. It was perfect. I didn't have to do anything.
You had to get the shots.
Yes. Yeah, I had to get the yellow fever and all that. Yeah.
That's no fun. That's no bueno.
You know what was crazy? Because we're in America and the healthcare here is ridiculous. It was $500 per shot. 3 of us. Alexander needed to get it too. He's a little baby, and he doesn't have an immune system.
Took the baby?
We took the baby.
Wow.
Took the baby on a fucking 15-hour and then a 5-hour flight to Kenya.
How did that go?
It was tough.
I would imagine.
It was tough. Like we knew it would be, and a lot of lessons learned. I think it was nowhere near as bad as it could have been, but like we were not going to go.
Right.
We wanted to take him. Like it wasn't easy, but it was worth it for sure.
You got to pay for a ticket for a baby?
No. If they're under 2, they just sit on the lap. Yeah.
Shout out to them.
So it's like much like when when you're like 16 and your mum's trying to like tell the hairdresser that you're still 12 to get the kids discount. Yeah. That's what like when he's like 2.5 or 3, we'd be like, this is a 2-year-old baby right here. I reckon until he's like 15 we can convince people because Laura and I are both tiny, so he's going to be a short little dude.
That's right, yeah. Is she a gymnast also? Or
she's not a gymnast, she's just short.
She's just short.
Yeah.
Okay, no excuse there. Yeah,
no, exactly. But she could flip pretty well, so Alexander's got potential.
Okay, physics is on his side.
Exactly. Low center of gravity, this guy.
Yeah,
He'll be good. So he's either going on the Roman rings or the back of a horse. Like, he doesn't have many other options in the sporting world.
Roman rings.
Yeah.
Sick name for the rings. I didn't even know they were called the Roman rings.
Yeah.
Or just the pommel horse. Is
pommel
that what
horse,
you meant?
yeah.
Or like a regular horse, like a jockey.
Oh, I meant regular horse, but a good one. Yeah,
pommel horse.
I wasn't even.
Listen, I never did gymnastics. But I know what's going on.
You watch Olympics every 4 years.
Right, every 4 years.
It's like when you said it earlier, like that I'm a gymnast. It's so funny because it's one of those sports where every 4 years people become like, I feel like boxing. Anytime there's a big fight, people become like armchair professional critiques.
Yes.
When the gymnastics is on the Olympics. Like I'll watch the best guy on the high bar in the world, and does his killer routine, and he takes like a tiny step. When he dismount, takes like a 1-inch step, and everyone's like, "Oh, look at this guy, this fucking amateur."
Yeah, he did 7 flips in the air.
Like, did you not see him let go of the bar, and do a quadruple twist, and catch it again?
This guy's gay.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy.
But it's so funny whenever. But I feel like it was always cool because people, like everyone, like gymnastics is universally one of those sports people just like love to watch when the Olympics is on.
It's fascinating.
Like, everyone watches the 100-meter sprint, the swim. This is like, but everyone's always keen on gymnastics. Like,
do guys do the ribbon?
No, they don't. But when Old School came out and Will Ferrell did his routine, everyone assumes that was like part of it. So I had so many people being like, "What's is ribbon your best event?" And I'm like, "No, ribbon is not my best event. That's not an event for guys.
It's my third best event.
Yeah, Roman rings is best.
Yeah, I can't get the wrists. With it.
But it's so no ribbon.
Wait, how'd you get into gymnastics?
It was like I got like scouted as a 5-year-old.
You got scouted for gymnastics?
Literally got scouted. It was with the Australian state that I was living in. They had one of those like after school programs. So the like local like gymnastics program was like looking for young kids because they get them young, like fucking indoctrinate these kids.
Okay.
So they came to the school and they would just like do a run, skip, try to do a cartwheel, all this random stuff, and then like a bunch of kids got invited to this like day, like on one weekend. There's like 500 kids at the gym, and they had all these like things set up, obstacles. So they'd be like, climb up this box, or can you do the splits? Like, can you do a chin up? All this random stuff. Like climb these 5 boxes and jump into the foam pit. And I as a kid was a kid that loved to climb stuff. So all these things I was like, jumping here, there, like when it was like jump off the boxes and jump into the foam pit, I'm like cowabunga, man. But looking,
and then you did it backwards, and they're like, this kid.
Yeah, well, they were. Little did I know that's like they're testing. Are these kids like scared, or are they willing to do that?
Right.
So all these, anyway, 500 kids, and then like 6 kids. You get call the parents the next day. They're like, hey, we want your kid to join the like elite gymnastics program we're starting up for 5-year-olds. That was it.
This is some sort of Australian Willy Wonka situation.
Yeah. There was a bunch of like little purple things running around. And,
I mean, you're all the same size as the Oompa Loompas, right?
My coach was called Slugworth. Now that I look back, and this is
stealing the formula from the Russians.
Yeah. Oh, my coach was actually he was Russian.
They're all Russian.
They're all Russian. It's he was a Russian guy, Sergey. He was.
And they're all named Sergey. I had a hockey coach named Sergey. Russian guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like 60% of Russian men are called Sergey. I think that's an actual statistic.
That's a real thing. Yeah.
We did, dude, and I'm still unsure if this is like Russian gymnastics regime or just child torture, because we would every Saturday we would have a sauna after our Saturday training session as
Wait, what?
recovery. So that's normal. That's
How
cool.
old are you?
Well, this was from the age of like 8 to 18.
You're doing sauna at 8?
Yeah.
That's
Maybe it's a little
wild.
older. Maybe it was like 10. I think.
Still wild.
Yeah.
Sauna shouldn't be happening until you're like 42.
No. You're like it's a recovery sauna, not a relaxation sauna.
Oh, sure.
Recovery sauna. So, but anyway, we'd like.
Then you got blown.
About time, god damn it. But so anyway, they'd like smack us with like palm fronds to like get the blood. Yeah, to get the blood. And I'm looking back, I'm like, I feel like this is like under the guise of recovery, alternative medicine, or whatever. I'm like, at the time, I was like, whatever, everyone's doing it. The senior guys are getting smacked with palm prongs, so I'm one of the junior guys. I think nothing of it. But looking back, I'm like, you're beating a kid with a stick in a fucking hot room.
No, that's definitely a Russian thing.
Yeah.
That is a Russian
Is it
thing.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They do it at the Russian bathhouse in the East Village.
Oh, I just get the hand job option, and that's it.
There
Call
you
it a
go.
day. Yeah,
They go on the men's only day.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I assumed it was, because that's how I've like internalized the trauma.
Yeah,
in my head.
Ilya Laxin does it.
He smacks other kids,
He
or he
does.
gets the beating.
He definitely gets it. He might give it also.
Hey, he seems
one of
like
those
he'd be
guys.
into it. Good for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, well, maybe not,
Yeah.
depending on how hard he's doing it.
Yeah.
But, that's a big Russian thing.
Yeah. But dude, the saunas are great, and to this day, I'm like I love a sauna, like extra spicy as well.
Extra spicy.
Yeah,
anytime.
any
Tuesdays?
Oh, dude, I love a spicy marg. Anytime I go into a sauna though, in like a public sauna, and some chumps got it at like 70. Well, I don't know the Fahrenheit terms.
I realize that's.
I
what
don't
you
know
meant.
Fahrenheit, but I'm like, mate, I'm pouring a fucking bucket onto this bed of coals right now. We are cranking it up.
No, dude.
I
just did my first steam room.
What do you think?
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, at a gym or like at a...
I went to the Lifetime.
Yeah.
In Hell's Kitchen.
Gotcha.
Not Hell's Kitchen. In the Sky building. Is this doing anything for you?
No, the Sky building?
Yeah, Sky apartment building, and like all the basketball players do pickup there on like LeBron and
shit.
They do summer.
You see them in the
games
steam
there.
room? That's an intimidating.
That,
that's an intimidating crowd to have to walk into in the steam room.
I would
You know,
wear two towels.
I feel quite underperforming right now. Yeah. No, I don't like the steam because you can't see like when that's going. I've like almost bumped into people in the steam room.
Well, that's why guys are blowing each other in there,
okay.
dude.
So maybe I have been in like a orgy and I just didn't realize it.
I feel like you would feel it.
No, or maybe I was orgy adjacent.
You were definitely orgy adjacent at one point.
All right. Mate, ships in the night. These are the things you learn where you
That's
opportunities missed, am I right?
Come on.
Yeah.
Cold plunge? You a cold plunge guy?
Yeah, I don't like it, but I acknowledge the benefit.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling, but it's good for you. So.
And then you quit. You quit gymnastics? Like how? That seems like something that's always in you.
Yeah, 100%. Well, dude, I say retired, but looking back, I quit. But like my whole life, like Olympic was that was the aspirations,
right?
Like, and that was the goals and where I wanted. It was like my entire life until I was like 19.
Oh
20.
wow!
Yeah.
And then, but it must be tough in that part of the world because everyone is like 5'3" outside of Australia and New Zealand.
Wait, what?
Like, what is it? Oceania?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, that's just a
Yeah.
area of short lads.
You'd think no, but mate, it's Southeast Asia, like China, Japan were they just dominate.
Well, the Chinese forced their kids to do that shit.
Yeah, it was. You know what was like really, really trippy was when I think I would have been about 12, and the Chinese like junior national team came over for like a not an exhibition competition, but they just came for like a 2-week training camp. We did like a competition sort of thing.
Right.
So we were like chatting to them to the extent we could in like broken translation. Like some of the coaches, like some of the kids could speak a bit, but one of the things like a lot of these guys that were like, I think I was 12. A lot of the guys that were slightly older, say 14, but they were on the national team. They were therefore getting an income. They were already the providers of their family.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just remember just like that blowing my mind because I'm a 12-year-old. I'm there playing fucking Pokemon cards in my spare time. Like I did gymnastics because I liked flipping in the air.
Right.
And then I was like, you guys are doing it. Like I was like, I will never beat you because your motivation is like putting food on your entire family's table. My motivation is like flips are fun.
No, their motivation is there's a gun behind my head. I gotta do this.
It was such an eye opener to like how some country, I was like, whoa, this is not my life.
They're not voluntarily there, and they're like,
no, yeah,
they were assigned by the government to be there.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. It was very eye opening for a 12-year-old kid to learn. Like, oh,
communism's real.
That's how some of the world works. I didn't know that until just now.
Yeah.
And I would not have been able to provide for my family at the age of 12. God damn, imagine
you could have, because you've been training since you were 3. Because the government told you to.
That is true. I was recruited by the government.
That's true. You're China adjacent.
So maybe
you were orgy adjacent and you're China adjacent.
I've missed a lot of opportunities by being 3 feet to the left. I'm really.
If only a gay
open my
Chinese guy could blow you, that'd be great.
That would be my dream come true right there.
Right.
God damn. But yeah, gymnastics, man. It's been a while.
You can't just like do pickup gymnastics, can you?
I used to have a joke. I could never make this joke work, but that was essentially the premise. Is that I was like, the reason that I'm so jealous of like football players and basketball players, like the stars, is not because they like make so much more money and fame, fortune, women, all this stuff. It's that if you're Tom Brady or LeBron and you're like walking past a pickup game, you can just be like, I could walk exactly, and it would make their year. You could school them. You just throw 70-yard tight spiral. Like there's no equivalent. You're the best gymnast in the world. No, you don't walk past like the pickup pommel horse thing where they're like, oh, check it out, it's Jimmy. Like go and give us a routine. Like you'd never get any cred like you would if you're these guys.
No. Or you could look at it like you could stand on any elevated surface and do a triple backflip, and people would be like,
that's true.
Is that Spider-Man?
That is true. Actually, I will say, doing a backflip was my like party trick for the longest time. Everyone's like, "You're a gymnast?" I was like, "Yeah, let me do a backflip. Let me show you."
Yeah.
Hi, Jimmy. Nice to meet you.
You'd be hammered doing backflips?
I'd be full blackout, do a backflip, perfect landing.
That's why you were an Olympian.
That's
well, almost.
Yeah.
That's why you went against China.
I know they can do a double backflip hammered. I don't know if they're allowed to drink.
No way they're allowed to drink.
Not if you're on the national team. That was another thing that changed.
Like citizen.
Back when I used to love it because back when I was training and everything, I was such a lightweight. That when I started going to parties, like usually on a Friday night, I was just too tired, so I had a very bad social life for that reason. But if I did go to a party, I'd have like 2 beers, and I would be smashed. I was the cheapest drunk. It was great. Imagine spending $7 and that's all you need for a night of drinking.
That's like 6 Fosters.
Yeah. No, don't even go there. Don't even go there. I've never had a Foster in my life.
That's a lie.
No, I don't think I know an Australian who's drunk Fosters.
No, you guys drink Fosters and you eat blooming onions.
What is a blooming onion?
At Outback. That's a blooming onion.
Rich.
Yeah.
No, don't even start.
Yeah,
that's a one time in my life I've been like, this is cultural appropriation right here.
You are insulting.
Yeah.
My culture is not your restaurant.
My people. What do you mean, you people?
Yeah.
That's what I said when I was at Outback.
Yeah, what do you mean, you people?
Yeah.
You're doing Australian face right now.
Yeah, that's extra sunburn right there. Yeah, how dare you? But no, I was like, I do remember like when I lost my ultra lightweight piss fitness, and I was like, going out to drink and spending $70. I was like, why do people drink?
Yeah.
This is.
And then you became an alcoholic, and you're like,
$70, what a cheap night.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they were the days, mate.
Well, now what's going on? How is it baby life? What's going on? Fill me in.
Dude, it's insane. It's really crazy. Like, it's awesome. It's awesome. But it's like what a roller coaster, man.
And you prepped for this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mentally.
Mentally.
Yeah, no, I love it. I genuinely love it. It's so cool. I also like have so many thoughts I had before having a kid have been validated. Like my judgments on either other parents or like parenting, where when people are like, oh, you're not a parent, you don't know. I've always been like, you can have an opinion without being a parent.
I have a natural instinct.
Exactly. So many of those things, my opinions have been validated. So many other lessons learned, but I'm also like, I've become more of a proponent of if you don't want to have a kid, like don't. Like, good for you. I feel like so many, like, society, like New York City is an exception, I think.
Right.
But where are you from originally? Like,
yeah, like Long Island. Yeah.
I feel like, at least with the city I'm from in Australia, and I assume it's probably true in most of America, there's just that social, like, get married, have kids by 30s, like that
right.
kind of thing, and it's just such a norm. And like, so many women do that, the meme about go home for Thanksgiving, like, oh, when are you having the kids, and that
right.
kind of thing. And so many people, like, I've spoken to a lot of people now that they're like, I just don't really want to have kids. I'm 100%, I'm like, yeah, then don't. Like, that is a very valid choice to make.
Yeah,
don't have it. Because I think I love it, but I've definitely realized if you don't want to be a parent, if you have a kid, like, that would suck.
But here's what people are saying. Is that because now this is becoming a relevant thing for me. I'm 29.
Yep.
My first friend is going to have a kid.
Yep.
First,
close for you, but like, yeah.
First kid I grew up with that's a friend is going to have a kid. So that's what I do see that where people, their excuse for having a kid is, well,
everyone else is doing it.
Right. They're like, well, we're that age.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not a good reason.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, then I want to tell people, I'm like, if you don't actually want a kid for the sake of having a kid, like, trust me, man, this is going to be a fucking rough ride.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then people say, like, oh, you don't want a kid till you have the kid. I was like, that doesn't work for anything else.
Yeah, I know. Like, that one, I obviously can't speak to that because I wanted the kid first. I can kind of see it. I can kind of get that mentality because everything I love about having a kid, I get that. Like, on paper, having a kid is not a fun experience. It's a tough sell. Exactly.
It's a tough sell.
There's nothing you can say positive other than, it's just something that I love, this cute little potato. But so I can get it, but I don't think that's a guarantee. Like, have the kid and then you'll like it. I don't know. That's a risk I wouldn't want to bet a kid's fucking happiness on.
But I gotta say,
your
it's
happiness.
Like 70% of kids are born that way.
Are they really?
That's based off no survey I've conducted. Just pure instinct.
But just like assessing people walking past. But
I ran into a guy, didn't see him for the past 10 years, went to college with him. And after a show, he was at the bar just sitting there. I was like, cool. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
And he's I'm 29, so he's 31, 32. And he's like, I'm going to get engaged and then we'll have a kid because that's just what you do.
This is what I mean. I hate hearing that as someone that like did it because I wanted, but also like have friends that have like decided not to and have got shit for it because of this. They're like, oh, what do you mean you don't want to have a kid? It's like, no, that should be an acceptable choice by society. Right. That's totally fine. If you're like, no, I don't want a fucking kid. I want to spend my money on myself and I want all of my free time and not to sleep 2 hours a night. Like, I think that's okay. I hate that society's like, you got to go have a kid.
Mom.
Oh, right.
So, see?
Yeah.
All right. Jimmy's saying
it. But having said that, I wanted a kid and it's obviously been a crazy ride, but it's so much fun.
Is it a year yet?
He's a year. He turns one in on the 8th of June. So it's like what 3 weeks ago. Yeah. So it's dude, it's
so
crazy.
that was the first year.
it's like it's flown by, but it's like good, bad, it's everything. Like I think one of the things we've learned, Laura and I are we're like very like laid back, not laid back, but we were very clear that we didn't want to change our lives dramatically. Like, we are still going to live our lives exactly the same, just with a kid there. Not exactly the same.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, I don't know. I do. I think
still not getting blown.
still not hooking up with guys in the gym. But like, case in point is going to Kenya. Like, everyone would tell. They're like, "Oh, you took the baby?" We were like, "Yeah." That's our family now. Like, when we go on a holiday, he's fucking coming. And was it harder? Was it harder than going without a baby? Of course it was. But is that a reason to not go? For a lot of people, probably. But,
I agree.
But fuck that. I'm not gonna not do stuff now. Like, and then we're out there we're going around Kenya with Alexander, and he loved it. Fucking giving giraffe pellets, and he's giggling like a mad little thing. Was this giraffe with a 10-foot long tongue is like, slurping him, and he's going like, that was awesome fun, and that's a memory I've got forever now. And
right.
That was really cool.
You got the pictures, you got the evidence.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is something, and I think I won't know anyone else but you and maybe a handful of others, because you and the wife both are not from here.
Right.
So now, what's the move with a kid?
What do you mean? Like, where
are you going to live in the city? Are you moving to Westchester?
Mate, $1 million question. I think long term, New York City's not the play for a number of reasons. One is financially. It's getting a place big enough, but also daycare. Because both Lauren and I we work during the day,
think of that.
And man, it is expensive.
You have to go to the office?
Expensive. No, I work from home, but and originally I was like, this shows how like other parents will laugh when I say this, but originally I was like, maybe I can just like look after him while I work. Just not even close to realistic.
Not at 6 months old.
Not even close to realistic. So he's been in daycare, and like, we're in the Upper East Side of New York City, so I don't know.
No big deal.
What I was expecting, but when we started like looking around, we went to one place that looked really nice, and they're like, "Yeah, so it's $4,500 a month," and we were like,
"A month?
Yeah,
that's like a college tuition."
Yeah, I know. I was like, "That's more than like the best private school in Australia." Like,
how long?
What do you mean?
Like, how long is daycare? Is it 4 hours?
Oh no, it's all day. So we drop Alexander off, I don't know, sometime between 8 and 9, depending on how well we've gone the night before, and then pick him up at like 6.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's good. They take him the whole day, so you can go and get stuff.
Oh, you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, but it's as I said, it's like you pay your rent and then
$4,500.
Yeah. Well, to be clear, we didn't go to that place, but when they said that,
still like insane.
And that wasn't like, that was like. A lot of other places in the Upper East Side were like that. We got lucky. We found this kind of mum and dad kind of setup. They've got it in the whole downstairs apartment, like a floor. They've got it set up so it's not like a full institute, but it's really cool.
Are you talking about the Pup and Suds on the corner here?
No. Yeah, but yeah, it's
just see a little Australian kid crawling around with a German Shepherd.
The thing,
what the fuck is that?
Jimmy's kid. You know when people put like dress up their cats and they put like a fucking lion's mane on it? That's what we did to him, and just send him in the like the doggy bath
like
place.
It's an Australian Shepherd. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Put him in there.
Exactly. No, but he it's funny because all the child carers that they're all I think they're Puerto Rican, but they also speak Spanish, which is cool. And they actually asked us at the start. They're like, "Listen, are you okay with us speaking to him in Spanish?" And we were like, "Hell yeah, make him a bilingual little kid." But I realized, I'm like, he spends more time with them than he does with me and Lauren, because he's but this kid's gonna be speaking Spanish before he's speaking Australian.
It's gonna be 2 Australian parents with a Puerto Rican kid.
What are you living in the Bronx? This is crazy.
He just turns into Fat Joe.
Yeah.
What happened here?
So I've got this like little Spanish kid who's speaking Spanish, sorry, and it's the daycare's expensive. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff that child, like so many like kids things are related. If you put child or infant in front of it, like weddings, you're like, fuck you. It doesn't cost this. Like an infant wipe is like 5 times more expensive than just like a wipe for like wiping down a table, the one that you used to like wipe them after you change a diaper. Gotcha. I'm like, this is just a goddamn hand wipe for infants,
right?
And it's like 6 times as expensive.
Yeah, they're getting you by the balls.
I know.
What's a thing that was harder than you thought it would be?
The thing that definitely like the no stretches of downtime. It's like the time in between having to like go and do something, so you can never You can never like put it this way. Watching, I don't know if you're watching Succession, but
I'm behind, but
okay.
Yes.
But Laura and I, this Sunday's episode that just came out, that was the first time we watched the episode start to finish, without having to go stop and do something, and we were like, whoa. We got through the full episode without having to go and because usually you just got to go do something.
Right.
And it helps. It's me and my wife. I have no idea how single parents get it done. I have no idea. Yeah, but we do that, and that's
again culture.
But okay, maybe you're right.
But
yeah, that's the thing that's hardest. You can just never. You want to be like, all right, I'm gonna sit down for an hour and do this, and then 10 minutes in, you're like, well, I gotta go do something else.
Okay.
That's tricky.
Then what's the thing that's easier? Everyone's like, oh, that's going to be hard. And then you did it. You're like, shut the fuck up.
I think that is just like going and doing like regular adult activities. Like going out to lunch or dinner or going and, doing something on the weekend. Like we'll go to a restaurant and take him and so many like that. I mean, I know that's a very common thing, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Going to Kenya pardon?
He's chiller than the average kid, you're saying. Put him in a high chair and he's not yelling or screaming.
Yeah, so sometimes he does, but he's a pretty chill baby. But we'll go for weekends away. Maybe travel's the thing, and I don't know whether it's easier or Lauren and I just made the decision we're not giving up our adult life. Like we're making sacrifices along the way, but we're not just gonna we both love travel. We're not just gonna be like, well, now we'll never do that. We'll just go with a kid.
Right. I think most people say they never do it, then they resent the kid and they resent the wife and the husband.
Right. Yeah.
Then he's blowing.
We're gonna have a bunch of reasons to resent each other like that.
Oh, right.
It's
why have the kid be in the middle?
Right. It's definitely like Laura and I've started talking about like particularly now looking. I'm sure you do this now as well, but you just have started as you get older to realize the things your parents did well, things your parents didn't do well. We're all human. Like Laura and I were like, I'm sure we're going to fuck him up in a bunch of ways that we don't intend to, but we're conscious of things that through our own childhood. So we're like focused on these things. I know that we're going to mess something else up, and you'll end up just as starved for attention and on stage like the rest of us comedians.
Right.
But it's funny how we're like, you kind of don't think about it that much, but now we're like, well, I'm not going to be doing this. I'm not that. And I'll see mum and be like, hey, by the way.
What am I not focusing on that I should be focusing on? Because I'm focusing on not putting them into the Australian junior Olympic trials.
Yeah. Well, it's other parents as well give you like, more so than your own friends and family, to other parents that are like, oh, you got to do this. You're like, no TV, or they can't have crackers after 7 p.m. and that stuff. You're like,
I never got that.
Who the fuck are you? Yeah.
I went with some girl last night. I was like, no, I don't believe in bedtimes. But I never had one.
Really? You never had a bedtime?
No.
What did you...
I was a big fat kid, so I'd fall asleep on the floor. In the living room.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, sure.
You didn't. Your parents were like, you have to go to bed, or that you would just.
I would just fall asleep on the floor, and they couldn't pick me up to take me to bed.
They fucking have a pulley and hoist system to get you.
Yeah, they'd have to be like Egyptians, bringing up the stones.
No. So wait, what time would you fall asleep?
Probably like 9:30.
Okay.
And I'd just stay on the floor, and I'd wake up at like 5:30, 6 a.m. There and be like, all right, let's start the day. Let's get this going. I didn't sleep in my bed from the ages of like 7
no way.
to 16.
That is so fucking weird.
Yeah, dude. I could sleep on any surface. Any.
Dude, you could time travel back to Sparta and be like, Leonidas, you're a little bitch. I'll show you how a real tough man sleeps.
Yeah, you need a stone pillow.
What the hell? You would just sleep on the living room floor and...
Sleep on the floor. And then I just pop up.
Rich, how are you not more fucked up?
Yeah. Well, my spine's great. I'll tell you that much.
I have spina bifida. I actually am
I'm doing great. No, yeah. It started, in Holes, that story... Do you know Holes?
I don't.
Oh, okay. With Shia LaBeouf, it was a movie.
Nah.
They dig holes and there's onion juice. Okay, I forgot.
Okay.
But there's an old story where a guy would he wanted to get stronger, and someone gave him a baby pig, and he would take the pig, pick it up, bring it to the river, it would drink, he'd pick it up, bring it back, and it got bigger and bigger until eventually he couldn't pick it up anymore.
Is this like a metaphor or something?
Yeah, I'm the pig for your fat fucking son. Once he turns 7, you can't pick him up anymore, so just leave him on the floor.
That's wild. So you never okay, and so you just now don't. So do you have a It's tough for us to have a bedtime with the lifestyle of doing shows and everything. But do you go to bed at a roughly the same time now, or you're just like, yeah, no one does as an adult, so I don't even know what I was asking that for.
I just sit here and then I'll fall asleep on this couch.
So
and then
you don't even
eventually
start in the bed.
Usually not.
Why do you even own that thing then?
It's pretty comfy. The Bobopedic.
I agree. You don't have to. You don't have to sell me. You're the one sleeping on the couch with a bad spine.
Yeah. No, the spine's great. I'm trying to say. Yeah, I got.
Oh, you've been
slept on the floor for
all the years. Right.
Slept on the floor for 16 years. My spine is perfect.
What the heck?
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be fine forever.
I'm. This is like a mind blow for me.
I'll never need a chiropractor.
I cannot believe you just slept on the floor.
Slept on the hardwood floor.
There are so many
the carpet.
There are whole villages in third world countries. Like, fuck you.
I know you flew to Kenya for the real experience. I just slept on the floor.
Lucky I didn't know this and tell them. I'm like, there's this chump back in the Upper East Side of New York City sleeping on the floor with
I moved the
fucking
table every night?
Tempur-Pedic over there.
It's a Bobopedic, not a Tempur-Pedic.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it from Bob's Discount Furniture, and shout out to him.
Your sponsors are getting lucky today.
Yeah, Delta Airlines and Bob's Discount Furniture.
Bob's mattresses. That's
so
crazy.
have you considered? Because like I wouldn't if I lived in Adelaide.
Hey, good
good
reach there. Yeah,
that's nice.
Good for you.
Well, Pozzello's wife's from there, so that's why I said it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, he's married to an Aussie.
Oh, I did know that. I did know that's where she was from.
Yeah,
I knew she was Australian. I forgot that she's from Adelaide. Yeah.
Like I want to know what suburb to move to. Like how do you do that?
Fucking Google.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. we like
niche.
We've also spoken like if and when we ever move home, I don't even know which city we'd go to, but we've only lived in like one city. So we were talking about it the other day. We're like, how would we even decide where to live? I don't know.
Oh, see, I think about that now, and I'm a single gay
You're
without
like,
a kid.
how would I find a suburb in Adelaide? Yeah.
Oh, I did not even Adelaide. I don't even know. Or Australia, or stay here, or
but
move to Jersey.
But to answer your original question from like an hour ago is New York City. I can't see us staying here after he's like 5. Particularly because we like want to have more kids, so we're just going to run out of space and money in New York City. So,
how many kids do you want?
3. Three's my number.
Why
See, I'm an only child. So speaking of like
that makes sense.
Speaking of things where like looking back, realizing like what's messed you up, and like not that this is like my parents' fault or anything, because a lot of people can't have maybe we can't have more kids for medical reasons or whatever.
Okay. Well, so far so good.
So far so good. But yeah, no, I realized that being an only child is definitely an obstacle for developing into a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I got there in the end. I hope so. I think I did, but boy, I got there late, and it was a touch and go for a while.
I don't know. You're kind of like a beta fish. I feel like if you're an only kid.
Yeah.
Like if you see anyone else, you're like, who the fuck are you, dude?
No.
Get out of here.
So still so many moments where Lauren's like, Jimmy, you have to share that packet of chips with your friends because that's how normal humans behave.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm only in my 30s.
Yeah, and I'm still like, they can buy their own fucking chips, Lauren. They're grown adults. Like,
yeah, that's right. I work for these chips.
These are my chips.
Yeah, put another beta fish in this fucking thing.
Yeah. So that was. I mean, I want more kids because I love having Alexander. Like, I've always wanted like a bigger family.
Okay.
But part of it is also I know the effect it had on me.
Okay.
So I don't want him to be an only child, but I want to have 3 kids for the sake of it, and why not more? Dude, I just you need to buy a goddamn people mover for a car. Yeah.
Now, how many does she want?
So when we like first started getting serious and talking about the stuff, she was like, I want 5, and I was like, you are smoking crack, woman.
Nope.
But in the back of my head, I was always like, you have pop 1 kid out and tell me you still want 5.
Right.
And so after like Alexander had been out for like 3 seconds in the open air, and I was like, how many kids you want? She's like drugged up on epidural, and I'm like, fucking say it. How many do you want? She's like, not 5. I was like, I knew it.
7.
Yeah.
You're like, no, it backfired.
Damn it. Yeah, but nah, I like the idea of having a big family. They're like the person whose wedding I went to in Kenya, she's one of 8.
That's excessive.
That's
a litter. That's a litter of children.
Yeah. The eldest sibling and the youngest sibling have like nothing in common and like no shared experiences from their childhood. It's so weird. It's like
you basically raised the oldest one raised the youngest
she's like the
one.
mom of like right.
No, that's fucked.
It's
8's too much. 3's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How many you got siblings, right?
I got one.
You got one
sister.
Yeah.
So to me, 2's good.
Yeah.
But I understand people that like have 2 guys or 2 girls, and they're like, I'm gonna go for the 3rd.
Yeah,
To get the other one.
My best friend back home, he's one of 3 guys, and his mum desperately all she wanted was a daughter.
Oh, sure.
All she wanted. So Nick and Ben were born, and she's pregnant with the 3rd kid. And then when she found out it was a boy, she just like Nick tells me this. She just like cried for like a week straight.
She tried to get an abortion.
Didn't
work. He pushed it away.
So obviously she like loves Alex, the 3rd kid, but he also came out when he was like 17 and is the most flamboyantly gay guy you'll ever meet. And so Michelle, like they've got it's come full circle because all the things she wanted to do with like a daughter. She does with like they'll go to a club and dance, like they'll go dancing and all these crazy things. So she's like,
it all worked out.
Yeah, it all worked out because she's got like the most flamboyantly gay son who like loves all those things she wanted to do with a daughter. She just does with Alex.
Yeah, she has 3 sons but 1 queen.
Exactly. There you go.
Right, that's a nice little spin.
Yeah, I like it.
Shout out Greenspin. That was a good marketing spin, huh?
There you go.
You gay Jew.
But yeah, I think 3 would be my magic number.
Okay, yeah, you can't do that in New York City.
No.
Unless you plan on being like a senior partner at
that would be
Ackerman.
But then you never see the kids, so.
Yeah, but like that's cool.
Yeah, nah. I never got that.
You don't want to be Logan?
I don't want to. Who?
Logan.
Logan Roy. No, dude. In Australia, I was a lawyer, and I remember starting. I was at this big corporate law firm, and I remember looking at the partners, and I was like, it was one of those careers where if you just like put your head down and work 20 hours a day, you're like that can be you in 40 years.
Right.
And it was a weird position to be in, to be like, these guys make fucking money.
Serious money.
Yeah. And I just remember one day waking up and being like, that's obviously cool and your house is amazing. I was like, but I don't think you've ever been to your kid's soccer game. So.
And they're like, yeah.
They're like, how good is that?
I don't have to go. That sucks.
I know, but I like that's what I was saying. If you don't want to, like, I cannot wait to go to Alexander's sports games.
Oh, are you gonna be a coach?
Yeah. Oh, I feel like
I can see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll do like whatever, or referee, or I'll just be involved. I can't wait to be involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Or drink on the sidelines.
Well, I mean no one. I've learned this as well. No one gets on the piss like parents with young kids. All the parents of the daycare that we're at on a Friday afternoon. So you pick up as at 5:45.
Sure.
Friday afternoon, all the parents to a T meet up at 4:00 at a bar around the corner.
For real?
Yeah. We go get drinks at this bar, and then at like 5:40. All the dads leave. All the mums stay at the bar. All the dads leave, and we like stumble in. There's a pack of dads in the daycare,
picking up your Puerto Rican kids.
Yeah, exactly. And we're fucking the strollers are like we're swerving all over the sidewalk as we're walking back to the bar. And then we just like order pizza, and we just like have this little back section of the bar that we're like, and we'll just hang out for another 30 minutes, and then everyone like goes home. But like parents love to get on it.
Get on the piss.
Yeah.
I gotta start saying that.
Yeah.
We did it.
We made it.
We did.
How long was that?
Over an hour.
There you go.
Over an hour.
Nice, man. I can't remember. What do you like? Do you edit it or cut the stuff out? I can't remember. We went on some tangents there, but that's fun.
Yeah, no, you just go on tangents. You have fun. We'll make a clip, 2 clips, 3 clips.
Chuck them online. And
if you have anything to plug, I got a bunch of gay foot fetish people listening to this.
Oh, listen, if you're a gay foot guy, come hit me up at the Upper East Side Equinox.
Hey,
because I'd love a blow and a foot tickle. But other than that, that's it. Yeah.
All right, folks.